Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Are You Screening podcast. I'm your host, AreYouScreening.com's own Mark Eastman. And with me, as always, is co-host extraordinaire Shane Leonard.
Hello.
And this week, the dog apparently is making an appearance.
Yeah.
This week, we're going to be covering Apex.
Right. That's right.
Which is just
got talking about it.
It's not brand new, but
Right.
it's been on Netflix for like a
Couple weeks,
week
month.
and a half.
Is it something?
2
Yeah,
weeks?
I'm losing time. It's not like you said.
know.
It's not this week, but it's pretty recent.
It's pretty recent. It's Charlize Theron, Taron Egerton, kind of Eric Bana, because he's in like the first 10
That's right.
minutes or whatever.
That's right.
But anyway, it's like a fairly big thing for Netflix, and it's just an absolutely great movie, right? Anyway, so we're gonna be covering that, but before we do that,
Yeah.
I want to touch on a couple of other things, and we're going to try to keep the time down to our actual attempts at
40,
how long these last.
We'll see.
But two things I want to talk about before we get into that. And I will tell you the thing that I find the most interesting about Apex is we'll have to talk a bit about the director and his life and times.
Right.
Because he is a director that I think a lot of people will have watched something he's done.
Yeah.
But not know who he is.
Right.
He is.
Yeah.
He's done. He's directed, written, and or produced.
Yeah.
Like many things, but none of which are things where people really, ever knew the director.
Associate him with it.
I mean,
It's not like
people don't know his name. They don't know that he
Right.
directed, whatever. There are movies that people, go see, and then whether they like it or don't like it, either way,
Yeah.
they don't go, man, I have to know who
That
that
guy.
director is, right?
Right.
I mean, but anyway,
right.
but we'll get into that. But before we get into the movie, I want to talk about just dropped is the new Jack Ryan movie on Amazon.
Oh, that's right.
Which is we had 4 seasons of TV show, and then decided let's just movie it up.
Movies,
right?
yeah.
We'll just have it be movies now instead of trying to write
Are they supposed to
amount
be
of episodes.
Are they supposed to be standalone films, or are they continuations of the series?
No,
I mean,
it's really just the next season.
Got it.
Except
Okay.
except we just didn't make a season.
Sure.
We just made a
filming it.
and it is, I'm not quite going to jump into it, but it is after the last season, right? He has left the public landscape
Right.
and taken a private job.
Yeah.
And now he gets sucked
Here
back
we
in,
go.
of course, right?
Right.
Anyway, and then I also want to talk about Widow's Bay on Apple,
Yeah.
which is, God, I want to say 5 episodes.
5 and
it's the
5
5th
now.
episode.
Just dropped. Yep.
Just happened, and so clearly that's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Because it is dropping weekly.
Right. There's no binging
deal.
this unless you're behind.
Which is just this is one of the shows where it just annoys the crap out of me.
Wait, which part?
That it just doesn't all drop.
You can't drop the whole thing.
I'm just,
Oh, that's so millennial, man. Come on. You grew up watching shows week to week.
I am over it completely.
Just give
I am
it-
absolutely over
Yeah.
watching stuff week to week. The vast majority
When did
of
that
stuff.
happen?
Oh God, a while ago.
Has it been a while?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's been a while. I hate watching stuff week to week, and however many people try to make the argument that there is some great benefit to doing it week to week, I just call bullshit. There is not. You don't have any more subscribers. It's different if you have to convince the advertisers on NBC that they should be paying X amount of money because we get this many viewers every, whatever, right?
Right.
But it's just whoever is subscribed and not subscribed and yada, yada. And, at this point, because for me, it doesn't make that much difference because I'm, not a normal person. But for me, I am so used to my 4-episode life, right?
Right.
I watch 4 episodes of something, and then I probably don't ever watch it again, unless I really like it and want to watch it, or somebody else wants to watch it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I watch, what I get.
4 of everything.
Although I will tell you, in the last like 3 years, I would say somewhere around 3 years, the number of places, especially because streaming or whatever, but the number of places that just give me like the whole season, is really going up, because now you just go to their secret site where you still stream it or whatever.
Yep.
And like the episodes just keep getting pushed up there, ahead of time and whatever. Anyway, but I mean, even there is stuff like, if there's stuff that I'm never going to review this, right? Yeah. Just because I don't want to, right?
Right.
But maybe I want to watch it, right? But I'm probably not going to review it or, whatever, for whatever reason. I mean, shit, I'll just wait till they're all out.
Right.
And go, now I can just watch it all. Anyway, but not to just ramble about that forever, but Widow's Bay, which is...
well, I have one question for you.
Oh, yeah,
before you dive in full. Because I'm curious. I think I know the answer anyway. Because it always seems like it's lost. What was the last series that made sense to be dropped weekly for you? Now, Lost was a long time ago. Lost is almost too long ago to be worth it. But the point of Lost wasn't to tell an incredible story over 6, 7 seasons. It was to do something donkey and what the hell every episode so people talked about it at work the next day. And if they had just dropped the whole series, people would have binged it, ruined it, and it wouldn't have been Lost.
Yeah, but it's
Lost is a singular.
It's too long ago.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's almost too long ago. I can't truly think of another series that, had it episodically dropped, mattered to the series but not the advertisers. I can't think of one. Like Midnight Mass, drop. Reacher, drop. Goggins series, drop. Like just all of these sci-fi horror, whatever.
I don't,
Yellowstone, drop.
I don't know that there's anything.
I can't think of one.
I don't know that there's anything that makes any difference. Like it's just the world is too different too. It's not even just the fact that everything is streaming or whatever. But, that's the argument that people keep making is that the show is ultimately more popular because you watch it and then you talk about it to everybody before the next episode comes out.
Yeah.
And you suck people in maybe. I don't know. You go to work and you get people invested over time. And then there is like all this time for it to turn into this bigger thing.
Yeah.
And I just don't see that playing out.
Game of Thrones do that?
The things are as big as they are. And if they all drop at once, that's how big it is.
Stranger Things obviously dropped all at once. I can't remember if the first season did. I can't remember if that was episodic or not. I felt like it.
I don't know.
I felt like it dropped, but I never watched Game of Thrones. I don't know if any of that just dropped or if it was episodic.
No, I think that was episodic.
Maybe that's the last. Anyway, as a digression, I wasn't trying to do it, but I was really wondering, like, when was the last time it really mattered?
It just bugs me. I'm just over it. If there's a thing I want to watch,
let me watch it.
I want to watch it.
All right.
I don't want to wait for Anyway,
Widow's Bay.
Anyway, Widow's Bay. So And now this is perfect. I wasn't necessarily planning on talking about this, and now I'm blanking on the guy's name.
Matthew Rhys.
Yeah.
I might say that one wrong too. There's a bunch of names I'm dropping all over the place. Rise. I thought it was Rhys.
Rhys. I think it's Rhys. Anyway, he's the guy from The Americans.
You'd recognize him everywhere.
Yeah, he is great, and he's really great. Yeah. It's weird because if a lot of people just know him from The Americans, it might seem like he's a strange fit for this completely screwy, supernatural whatever. But he is great in it.
He's really good. He's got that level that he'll take it to, and you see him fraying at the edges.
Yeah, and his ability, even though this is not anything he ever had to do in The Americans, which that I only keep saying that show because it lasted a long time.
It was great,
and it was super popular, and whatever, but. At no point in that show, for any reason, did he have to do anything
remotely like
that he has to do now
in any of these scenes.
And his ability to really sell the idea that he is just, going, I have no idea what is happening.
Right.
Like one of the things about a show like this that is so hard is that, unless you're in a lot of weird supernatural things happening, shows or movies or, going down this sort of road, it's actually really hard because there's no other acting. There's nothing else you're doing where you have to believably not have any idea what's going on. Right. I mean, it's one thing to be in a bad circumstance. It's another thing to be in, a completely unheard of circumstance and, just absolute insanity ensuing all around you. And in this show, for what he has to do, there are so many different levels of it too, right? There's like, well, this is a little bit odd.
Well,
right. And then, okay, this person is being really weird.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's just,
now we're off.
Everything
and
is
it's
gone.
Not even just him. It's Patricia. It's Wick. Wick is like, we're all screwed. But everybody else has got different levels of like, I'm in this situation. This is weird. Is it weird? I guess it's weird. I'll be a little weird. I'm used to the weird. That's really weird.
Right.
I've never seen that weird. That kind of thing.
Yeah, and then by the time you get to like the third and fourth episodes, then I mean now we are just in La La Land. I mean, it is like all bets are off.
The bar's in front of me. I'm comfortable in the seat. I'm just on the ride.
It's like now I can't even remember if it's that Midnight Mass that you just mentioned. That's the one with the vampires and stuff. Yeah, you're on the like island and the vampires.
Same sort of.
It's the same sort of thing where for a while in that show, things are just weird. Right.
Just
and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, vampires.
Right. I'm out of here. I'm dead or I'm leaving.
And now that's it. All of a sudden it's
and that's not to say
insane.
And that's not to say that Widow's Bay has revealed everything yet, but it is slowly sort of. Whether you reveal by pulling back or reveal by pulling forward, whatever it's doing, it's been strange in the first episode. It's been odd.
Yeah.
Then it got a little weird in the second one, and there's a character, as there always is in any supernatural story, who's like, the end times, I know the signs.
Yeah, it's like Stephen Root.
Yeah, and I mean, I love Stephen Root and everything, but he's so good as Wick here, and his going back and forth with the mayor is really strong.
Right.
And then suddenly you're like, well, now there is some weird stuff going on. Why isn't anybody reacting to it? And you're learning more. The only problem I had initially with the show is they're too short.
Yeah.
28 minutes or 31 minutes. Give me 55. I need more of this.
Right.
But it's been interesting to go 5 episodes in and to know 2 or 3 in, like, man, there's some weird stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really good show. And even if one of the strangest things about the show for me is, I'm not sure how much I like it.
Right.
In the end. Right.
Right.
But I really want to see the rest of it. Right.
Yeah.
It is so, after you watched it all, are you going to go, this is like the greatest show ever?
I don't know.
I don't know. But the ride of
Yeah.
watching each episode they suck you in.
Yeah.
It's really fun. While you're watching the episode, it's like just a great time of watching these people have to deal with wherever the hell they are.
Yeah.
So it's a great show, and watch it. My real problem at this point now, I have two.
Right. Okay.
Right. I have two problems.
I'll tell you mine.
The first problem is the latest episode, which is episode 5.
Yep.
Was really disappointing to me. It's very like fillery, and it's funny because I'm watching the show with one of my kids.
Yep.
The first few minutes, I'm not really paying complete attention, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's like it got away from me, and now I'm a few minutes farther into the show than I realized.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute, are we not gonna address the last episode at all, and we're just gonna move on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nuts.
Right. That's as weird as anything.
Then I had to rewatch it. Right. Then I had to start over and go, wait, did this actually just go bing?
Yeah.
We're on to something else.
Yep.
That's a little goofy. And in the last episode, that's one of my problems. The other problem is in the last episode before this one, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be really spoilery-ish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not to be completely spoilery, right? But I am going to be spoilery. So
skip ahead 1 minute from now.
Yeah, skip ahead like a couple minutes if you need to or whatever. But like I said, I'll try to keep it. But when we get all the big reveal at the end of episode 4, right? Man, I just call bullshit. I like the idea.
Which part?
The whole thing, when we reveal the thing, and all of a sudden it's like everyone was like going, all during the episode, people are going, man, what's she wearing on her head?
Right.
And then you find out what she's wearing on her head.
Yeah.
And try and reconcile that with the fact that people are just going, what's on her head? That's interesting.
Yeah. It's a weird island,
and
man.
I call bullshit. There is no way in hell that now after we get to the reveal and we look at everything, right? We've got like the punch and all the cups. Nobody drank that. And nobody went, what's on her head? That's interesting. Well, let's stay.
Yeah.
Like it's like too much. You could be weird enough without going, bazinga on the end there. Like now it just didn't happen.
They could have fixed it.
And it's a bummer. Right?
One easy way, not do it. They could have just had one character somewhere along the way just do like a quick glance up and be like, is that hat bigger? Because then it would have implied that as the episode is going on and as the contents of
somehow
the plan,
it's magically getting worse.
It is getting
something.
Worse and bigger and
maybe,
more elaborate.
Yeah,
that would have been so simple.
Yeah, maybe.
With the exception of one of the 5 episodes.
But the way it is,
when you watch it backwards,
nuts.
You're like, that wouldn't have been it. When you can basically fix the problem in each episode, and I think there are 3 definite small problems over 5 episodes, you just do that.
Right.
And you're just like, okay, guys, I told you in the beginning before we started that I'm having more fun with Widow's Bay than Widow's Bay has earned yet.
Yeah.
And I got excited yesterday because I couldn't remember what day Apple drops.
Right.
Like
right.
I think, and I might be wrong about this, and maybe it was this way and now it's different, but I felt like it used to be Friday for some shows and networks, and I guess Wednesday is Apple Day. Like that's when the new episodes drop, or maybe it's just Widow's Bay. But
yeah, I think, and not that this matters for anything, but
Yeah.
I think that Apple actually has multiple days.
they do have multiple days. Okay, for the different shows, and maybe that makes sense. But I have come to find over the last 2 weeks, looking forward to Wednesday,
Right? Yeah.
just to grab the next 25 to 35 minutes of Widow's Bay. And when I think of that and what I'm doing with it, because the episodes themselves, with the exception of one that I thought was probably pretty much just, it wasn't A plus, but it was A.
right.
I want it. Give it
Right,
to me.
right.
Like there's something about him and Patricia and Wick and Evan and the sheriff, who I keep thinking is the black guy who's, I'm embarrassed to say, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, from Severance. Whenever I looked at him real quick, I'm like, oh my God, he's in everything now.
right.
And that
right.
would have been awesome, but this guy's doing awesome. And there's just, it's not like, because somebody asked me what I was watching, and I said, and they're like, I haven't heard of it, I'm not familiar. And I started to describe it, and they were like, oh, so it's like Stephen King Twin Peaks. And I'm like, yeah, except not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
Except it's
Like
almost the opposite.
It
of
totally
that.
is, but
It
not
is,
at all.
But no, yeah.
And I'm like, it is only in the regard that if you have a coin, one side is tails.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. And then the other side is heads, and it's not
Right.
tails.
Right.
So trying to tell someone that it's an easy investment, it reminds me in a weird way, though not topically, like Shrinking. But like, I devoured those episodes.
Right.
And looked forward to them with like a real anticipation. Like if episode 6 strangely dropped at noon, we're done this show.
Right.
And I don't know, we're watching it together, or I'm just going home, but I'm watching it right now.
Yeah.
I'm watching it before lunch. So there's something there with it. And it is almost entirely the cast. It's not the story, because the story is fine, but flawed. The cast is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
And they're doing what's
watching
being
them
asked.
do what they're doing is worth more than
Yeah.
just what they're doing.
Dude, I don't even know if you, I'm sorry, I don't even know if you have rewatched, but if you were just bored and wanted to watch something funny for 3 minutes, just rewatch Wick from the 3rd episode, talk about the Sea Hag.
Oh yeah.
Just that scene alone where he's describing to the mayor, like, look, man, Tom, this is what's happening.
Right.
And this is what's going to happen. And you better accept it, or just, you need my help.
Right.
And it's just like impossible, but it's perfect. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's really good, and one of the funny things too is that you really have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. From one episode to the next, one moment to the next.
It's gonna bum us
I
out.
remember, like I said, I've been watching this with one of my kids, and like the first episode into the second episode,
Yeah.
whatever, like all this weird stuff's happening, and there was like a point where I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if in
Right.
the end what this is just the whole town is punking the mayor.
Right.
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 And everyone's in on it.
Yep.
And they just want to screw with them. And,
If Jamie Marsden comes into the
and
island.
and they're doing all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then some stuff happens.
Right.
Right.
And you're like,
and
well-
then so my kid's watching it with me, and yeah, I don't think that's it.
Yeah. I think if it is, there's a lot of criminal things going on, but yeah.
It's like, no. All right. Anyway,
watch Widow's Bay.
Yeah.
If you have the chance to get it, if you're not an Apple subscriber, I don't think it shows up on anything else. I think it's Apple exclusive.
Yeah.
So find a friend and go over to their house and watch it. But it's
Exactly.
sort of fun, and it could be really better. I would argue that for sure the last episode felt like filler, pointing us in a direction it needed to go. I actually would pretty much argue that 4th episode with Patricia was mostly filler too. And that's 2 filler episodes
Yeah.
back to back. If these
Maybe.
were 45 or 50 minutes, that could have just been one episode of setting
Right,
up
right.
things. So hopefully it gets to where it's going, but
yeah,
Watch
the
it.
the
It's
other
good.
thing is I don't know off the top of my head how many total episodes
either.
there
I
are
don't know what
supposed
we're
to
getting.
be in a season.
Yeah.
So that is probably information you can actually get.
Probably
But
can find
anyway, okay, moving on. Just real quick, I want to talk about the new Jack Ryan movie on Amazon. It's called Ghost War. And I will say, I'm not going to like review this. I'm just like kind of going, here you go.
Yep.
And I am going to review it in the sense that I'm going to tell you whether it's good or bad, but not in the sense that, I'm going to really like pick it apart and everything. I think it just dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's like I said, it's basically just the next season. We're just moving, right along with characters and where everyone is supposed to be. There's nothing that distinguishes it from just being the next season, except that it's just a movie.
Yep.
And I'll say, just leading in, the first 2 seasons of this show I really liked. I thought everyone was really good in it. I thought the stories were really good. I thought everything kind of came together. It wasn't like the greatest thing, but it's a good show and it was fun.
Yeah.
Since then, it's like there's 4, I'm pretty sure. The 3rd and 4th seasons both got progressively, I'll say, like, less interesting. They did not really grab me, right? Yeah. They were still okay. They had parts that were really cool. Overall, the story is, pretty good.
Yeah.
There's some of like, maybe how we got from A to B that was not fantastic.
Yeah.
But they were okay. The movie is garbage. I loathed everything about it.
Yeah.
First of all, the thing that really bugged me, and probably it will not bug anyone else, right?
Yeah.
But the first half hour of the movie is just like a big commercial for Dubai.
Yeah.
And we just get to watch ourselves be there and show off all this stuff that's there.
Tax breaks and investment.
Huge, like, just...
that's too bad.
Yeah, it's like a huge commercial for, I don't know, Dubai paid a third of the cost of the movie or something.
Film here and we'll give you all
whatever. But there's all this stuff, and it's not...
Yeah.
It's not like... it's a horrible thing to take place in Dubai or anything, right? I mean, I don't care. That's fine.
Sure.
But it's like when, you're watching a TV show and they really got some product placement money.
Yeah, you can't just pick up this one way. You have to make sure the Wendy's logo is right
staring
there.
at everything for a long time, or like the I don't want to diss on any brands. I'm not saying anything negative, but it's like,
we like sponsors.
Our character drives a Toyota.
Right.
So, man, are you going to know about it? And we're going to stare at the logo a lot every time they get in and out of the car, that kind of, stuff. And this was the same as that. But even apart from that, right, everything the characters do is fully just goofy.
That's too bad.
There's parts where, the main guy, just barely gets away like at one, the bad guy,
Yeah.
He like just barely gets away at this one part by just like, I'm just walking off through all the chaos.
Yeah.
And
into the
can't
crowd.
stop me. And blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, right?
Those are great.
The whole story, and I feel like that moment in the movie is kind of like this cool microcosm of the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole story of this movie is, there's Jack Ryan's boss guy.
Yep.
Who I can't remember his name either.
Yeah.
Anyway. But same guy from all the series and everything. The whole story that we're watching right now, right, is if he had ever the slightest chance to just off this dude,
right,
he would, right? That's what would happen.
Right.
But now he does, and he doesn't.
Right.
And there's absolutely no reason that in this situation he yells at the guy and he's like, stop, turn around. And he does. He stops and turns around. He doesn't just off him.
Jeez, yeah.
There is absolutely no way. It is such schlocky, goofy writing to have that scene happen.
Yeah.
And that is just basically what happens throughout the whole movie. Everything is like just weird, how do we get out of this problem? Oh no!
It feels like that. It feels like that studio formula that some you can almost time.
It is such
where you're like
weird.
Every 11 minutes we need a conflict. Now whether that's physical, like we have to, and you can time it. And you're like, all right, there's some fabricated
And
beef
then
coming.
I will tell you, you know, I don't want to spoil the fun of people who like this kind of action-y stuff happening. At the end of this, and I'm going to spoil this in a sense a little bit, if this is a thing that can possibly be spoiled, which it cannot.
Right.
In the end, Jack Ryan and the bad guy are in this office building. Right?
Yeah.
And it's a normal office building, right? It's like windows, desks everywhere.
Right.
It's like whatever office thing. And the helicopter pulls up to the window with the, you know, giant minigun, whatever.
Yeah.
And Jack Ryan dives onto the floor.
Yeah.
And then they just start lighting the place up with this gun.
Right.
Which, listen, everyone's dead.
Right. Right. Standing,
I don't
seated,
care if
laying.
you jumped on the ground.
Yeah. No, you're all gone.
They just, you know, watered this place with bullets, right? And then at the end, Jack Ryan stands back up and like turns around, and the dude is still alive.
Right.
He's like bleeding. You know, he's shot or whatever. And he's like, he has something to say. Yeah. You know. and then so that Jack Ryan can shoot him and deliver some line and go,
right.
It's so bad.
Right.
It is like if you watch the first season of this show.
Right.
And then you get done watching the first season of this show and you go, what would the opposite of that be?
Right. Let's film that once.
Let's make that. Yeah. That's what it was so bad.
I actually want there to be a funny,
awful.
It's not even like Naked Gun funny. It's just like straight up parody where there's like a gun that just shoots a room full of people, and the guy who has all the information just goes, "I've got something to say," you know, and you're like, "That's perfect."
And the guy's down and bleeding, right?
Yeah.
And you know, you kind of have to guess because he's laying there. This quick. I mean, I didn't like go back and zoom in and look at everything, but he's maybe like taken like one in the shoulder and like one in the leg or something. And I'm like, listen, you don't understand the gun.
Right. You're going to make it.
That you're supposedly shot this guy with.
It would have left him with nothing but rippled holes everywhere.
I mean, it's just awful.
It's not a pew, pew, pew gun.
All right. Anyway, that's really enough of that.
My favorite of those, they did that famously in The Matrix, where they're rescuing Morpheus and they come up with a helicopter and that Gatling gun just rips everything up. That's awesome because bullet time was brand new and everyone knew it. I still swear the best use of that is in Predator, when they just mow the forest down. Like Jesse Ventura and two other guys just have one of those, and they're just cutting up. The entire forest is gone.
Right.
And the gun is hot enough to melt, you know, and you're just like, that's what happens. I'm not taking one in the shoulder. I'm taking one through the whole body, you know.
Anyway. So enough babbling about that. Skip that. It was a nightmare. Unless you can just suspend like all disbelief that there is and whatever.
Before you hit Apex, if that's what you're going to do, just out of curiosity, because I looked, we're halfway through the first season. There were supposed to be 10 episodes of Widow's Bay.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that'll be, apparently it's done. It sounds far, man. I think it's June 17th is the last episode. And I'm like, man, that's a long way away.
No, it's not.
That's like 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. It's nothing, but there's 10 to do.
10 supposedly will be coming out. That's cool.
Yeah. So, anyway.
And I will say this on our whole spiel about this whole dropping everything week by week versus, all at once, whatever.
Sure.
At the very least, right, what I wish we could just decide to switch to, because everyone's going to do their own thing. And we're cool. We do it week by week.
Right, yeah.
No, we're cool. We drop it all at once.
Yeah.
I wish we could at least agree, right, to just drop like the first 2 or 3 to start.
Do it. Yeah, right.
And then if you want to go week to week,
you want to dole it
okay.
out.
But like let people really
get hooked.
Yeah,
definitely.
you know.
Because this would have worked for Widow's Bay if I could have watched the first 3, which again would have been a 90-minute movie if I'd watched it all the way through. 3 30-minute episodes plus or minus a minute or two. I'd have been all over that.
Right.
You know, when you well, go ahead. I was just going to say if they had dropped all 10.
Yeah.
And you watch, like, if you're watching 4 of everything, right? And that's an interesting, mostly reasonable mantra for a reviewer.
Right.
But if there were 10 of Widow's Bay, would you just watch it all in one day?
Oh,
or
yeah.
would you,
if it was...
when you like something, do you actually dole it out, like, to keep enjoying it? Or you're like,
No.
screw it, I'm just going to take it all?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. If it... I mean, that has happened.
Sure.
You know, it's a little bit rare because they don't always have finished episodes.
Yeah, right.
All the way to like the whole run, depending on, you know, if it's a streaming thing or if it's like, you know, regular TV. So, but there have even been, you know, like the one that jumps out is Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Because I watched all of the second season of Ted Lasso, like all at once.
Yeah.
Because I loved the first season, and they gave it to me, but like the last like 4 episodes or something were like completely rough. Oh. So it was actually really funny because after like a certain amount of time had passed and everything, and then some of my family got to see little bits, you know, of some of the rough, and it was just really funny.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's funny.
That we're not actually in a stadium,
right?
Like, you know, whatever.
Right.
So I have. You don't that often get the whole show way in advance to be able to do that, but sometimes you do, and if it's something that I like, just watch the whole thing.
All right.
Just
curious.
Because there are lots of places online that do like episode by episode by episode every single thing, and I mean I'm never gonna do that. Anyway,
all right.
We're never gonna be able to even cover Apex.
Sorry.
Because we're crazy. Okay, Apex, which we've already said, it's Charlize Theron, Taron Egerton, Eric Bana, and it is, if you've seen the trailer or whatever, it's basically, you know, I mean, the really quick trailer version is Taron Egerton is like hunting Charlize Theron through like, you know, this one place in Australia and like the outback.
This one remotely. For
yeah,
Australia,
we're very
everything's
remote.
But this is like remote.
Yeah,
and,
we are like super in the middle of nowhere, kind of, you know, whatever, in some like national park-ish place, whatever.
Yep.
She's wants to go do some canoeing.
Yeah,
whatever,
she's exploring the
kayaking,
wilderness and
whatever.
herself. And
anyway, and then I mean they just throw that in the trailer. You know exactly what's going on.
Yep.
The first few seconds of the trailer. That's the story we're telling. Anyway, but you know the thing that I wanted to talk about before we dive too much into the movie, which I don't think needs a ton of time.
No.
Anyway, but the director Baltazar Kormakur.
Sure. That's all, I mean,
and I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. I have not heard anyone say that.
I haven't either.
So
I've never heard it.
Anyway, he's been around for a while, right?
Yep.
And as I mentioned, I think he has directed, written, produced, acted in some stuff, whatever. He's been around for quite a while and made a lot of movies. And mostly he makes movies that are at least sort of similar to this movie.
Yeah.
It's not all he does, right? But it's he has made a lot of movies that are somehow in what I would consider a similar genre.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've got like Trapped, The Deep, Everest, The Sea, The Oath, Adrift, even that Beast.
Yep.
Idris Elba movie,
With Idris,
right?
Yep.
So he's got like a lot of stuff that is Like, this movie is super, super niche.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned. And it's kind of a weird, like, combination of, like, uncomfortable porn and sort of boring terrorizing as a niche.
Yeah.
Like, jam those things together as a niche.
Yeah.
And a lot of his other movies are not exactly the same, right? But, like, you've got, like, The Deep, Everest, Trapped, where it's a similar kind of, you know, just being super scared and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, it's not quite being horror exactly.
Right.
It's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so he has done a lot of those. And also, oddly enough, very recently, the movie Touch.
Yeah.
Which is actually a fantastic movie, and everyone should go see it. Which was, I don't know, 2 years ago,
I think
maybe.
So.
Which that is absolutely as far away from this genre as you could get.
Yeah, right.
And it's about, it's based on a book that it was really good.
Yeah.
About a guy trying to find his first love,
right?
Who disappeared, you know, like 40 years ago or
40,
whatever,
50,
like
something like that. It was
And anyway, and that's a really, really cool movie. Could not be less like this movie
because
right?
that guy was dying, right? Like, or he.
Oh yeah,
I think I'm remembering part of that anyway. Yeah, that was great.
Anyway, and I just have to say before we jump into this movie, because I'm talking about the director, and giving him some notice, his first thing he directed was the hour-long movie that basically became kind of the first episode-ish, called Go Lazy Town, which sparked the show Lazy Town.
Right.
And if you don't have kids,
right,
you wouldn't have any idea. You wouldn't have any idea what that is. But it's a cool show that my kids actually weirdly loved.
Dove into,
and I'm like, what?
Interesting.
You like this? Okay.
Right. As kids will do.
Yeah, it's a really weird show where it's like live people action mixed with like puppets thing, whatever. I don't know. It's very super weird, but it's the first thing he directed.
That's funny. And it took off.
And it's just crazy.
Guy came out of the gate running.
Yeah, and it was a huge thing. It was on for years and years, right? And I think it's like, you know, this is awful, but like Swedish or something. I don't remember. Anyway, so this movie is just what this guy does most of the time.
Right.
Not all the time, but and like I said, that's what this movie is. It's some very weird niche of kind of, you know, like uncomfortableness / torture porn,
right?
Weirdness,
stalking,
whatever,
man versus nature.
And it is kind of more or less, you know, if you watch the trailer, you know what you're getting,
exactly
right?
what you're getting.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
I gave this movie a 3. And I have to say is lucky to get it because this is a genre I don't understand,
right?
Like why this is a genre.
Yeah.
There's at least 40 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is super long, but there's at least 40 there's at least 40 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
That I watch and go, I just don't get why anyone would watch this.
Yeah.
Like I don't if you went to see this movie and clearly, you know, it's big Netflix thing so you can fast forward, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This is a movie where if you have the ability to fast forward and you don't, I don't get you. I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Like why I don't know why anyone would watch this. It is nuts.
Yeah.
Most of it, right?
Right.
There's because we have to make it long enough, right?
Right.
There are some parts, you know, that are like kind of interesting. For me, Egerton's character is about as boring a character as you could be, because he's just
one-dimensional,
random villainy thing
Right.
I want to happen,
Yeah.
not a character,
Right.
really. Like, and I don't know, maybe there's not that much more character to give him, but we don't, right?
Yeah.
And he's, I'm not going to spoil the whatever it is happens. We know that he hunts her down with a crossbow and, whatever. And there's more to be revealed or whatever. But there's so much of this movie, just like you could, exactly the way you could imagine it, right?
Yeah.
Because he's hunting her, and we have to be a certain amount long, right? It's not
Right.
20-minute long thing.
Right.
So we
Right.
know that, he's got to catch her. She's got to get away. He's got to catch her again.
Mm-hmm.
Some semi-miraculous thing has to happen so that she can get away again.
Yep.
On and on. Like,
Yep.
we know that's what's coming, right?
Right.
But this version of it
Yeah.
is often so goofy.
Yeah.
Right? And the whole end, which, so like, in a sense, I'm going to spoil a part of the end, right? But I'm going to try to do it in a way that doesn't necessarily make sense.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, but at the very end, she is, like, at the start of the movie, she's climbing a mountain
Yep.
with Eric Bana.
Yep.
And problems arise, and it's bad.
Right.
But she's no stranger to climbing, right? She is as much of a mountain climber as a person could be.
Right.
Right? I mean, she is, like,
Right.
as serious as you get. And there's a part at the very end where she's climbing the mountain again
Yeah.
for reasons that don't make sense.
Well,
The
Right.
the
No,
way
they-
way
yeah.
that it's happening,
right.
right?
Right.
Does not make any sense. But the fact that she sells this idea,
Yeah.
right, of doing this climb.
Yeah.
And I'm trying, not to totally.
Yeah. I
spoil
know. I'm
things
watching
that
you dance around this.
Yeah. It's so stupid and unnecessary, except that for whatever reason, we wrote the script and we're filming at the same time.
Yeah.
And we got to this point, and we I don't know what else to do.
Right. Right.
And they're like, it's like someone went, was there a reason that she's a mountain climber?
Right. I know. We should
I know
make
what
her
to
climb
do
again.
now.
We got to get her climbing
The
again.
whole
Yeah.
So clearly that's not actually what happened, right? The end was, we had the end in mind the whole time.
Right.
And it's could not be stupider.
Right.
It wastes the whole movie that happened before it.
Right.
Somebody had this donkey idea of this ending.
Yeah.
And then went, all right, now I have to get there somehow.
Right.
So I'll make this whole movie of how to get there.
Right.
And man, by the time you get to the end, whatever good there was in the movie is like so torn down.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I said, that's why it's lucky to get a 3, because I give it a 3 because mainly because Charlize Theron is so good.
Yeah.
And some parts of it are pretty fun.
Yeah.
And I think that the movie is like serious.
Oh yeah, I do too.
I don't think that it's like making fun of you for liking it.
No,
I think it really thinks you should like it.
Yeah, yeah.
So because that I could have lost a couple of points
Right.
if I didn't think that.
Right.
Which I don't know. It's close because
I genuinely think it's. I think that's the ambition.
Yeah.
It's really designed to try to entertain you.
Yeah,
in
I
a
don't
good
know,
faith
but
way.
I don't. If you love this movie, then more power to you. Don't email me.
There's like,
but it is just so donkey in so many ways.
There's a lot of things that happen at once. It feels like it's the longest 90 minutes, like of nothing happening.
Right.
River race and running through the woods. It feels like it was based on a 13-page short story that for some reason they had to drag out for 90 minutes.
Right.
There's a huge beginning. It's almost like this movie was designed for people who'd never seen like 5 films that we grew up with.
Right, right.
Whether it's The Hitcher, So Don't Talk to Strangers, whether it was Cliffhanger with Stallone having the problem in the beginning with the mountain climbing and he loses his pal and it's haunting him.
Right,
and then
right,
later he has
right.
to Lithgow makes him climb another mountain. Like this is a beautiful looking movie. It is absolutely beautiful looking, and it is as hollow as a $3 bill. Like, I know that's the numbest way to say it, but I barely gave this 3.5. It's well below average for a film like this. Charlize is great, and man, she puts in like absolutely great work with the most transparent and loosely drawn idea of a character. And I know you're a big Taron Egerton fan too. He's just dropped into this.
Yeah, I like him in general, but yeah, his
I don't think they
character's
could
got
afford,
nothing to do.
They couldn't afford, and I don't mean this as a slight to Taron or to McAvoy, but they couldn't afford James McAvoy. This is a McAvoy role 15 years ago, and it's the equivalent. It is the film equivalent of your mother or grandmother telling you as a kid, "Don't go out with wet hair; you'll catch a cold." It's stupid. Right. It is so stupid. It doesn't make any sense, except the things that happen are logical. Like, most of the things that happen are reasonable. Like, you're out in the wilderness and you just want to get away from everyone because you've been hurt. You want to explore yourself and man versus nature. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, that's the most dangerous game. And then someone's like, but yeah, what if you ran into a psycho?
Right.
I mean, a real psycho, not a guy who won't take no for an answer, but a guy who flays people, psycho. And then you're like, well, then I'd be in trouble unless I was a badass. And you're like, but are you? And you're like, let's film this. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest waste of time and money. But that's Apex.
I could give the movie
It's really
sort of that. Somebody else somewhere could have made this into something that I think is more compelling, right? But could somebody else have made it for people who loved, Everest and the Deep and all of his other movies? However it is that he's making all these movies, it's working for whoever the audience is.
That audience,
it's
hitting them.
They probably love this.
Sure.
For me, every time this could have done something interesting, it sidesteps
and
it just at the last second.
It chooses
goes,
not
no,
to.
I'm going this other way.
We're going to go this way.
Plus, it has so much. It has so much weird, dumb stuff for a movie that's about being in the wilderness, mountain climbing stuff. Yeah. She jumps in this river and gets carried down for for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, of movie time, not even of necessarily of real time. Stops, gets out, dries herself off, tries to check what she still has with her, and then magically he's there. Right. I'm like, you've never been outside. That's what your problem is.
You think outside is just this big.
You tried to write a script, and you've never actually been anywhere, right? Like, you know how long you have to move? This is just a dude walking, right?
Right.
You know how long you have to go in the territory where they are in order to get to where she ended up?
Right.
I mean, you're talking 10 times as long, at least, travel time. Yeah. Boom. He's not only there, he's already set up the phone and the recording playing and all this. Yeah. He got there way before her. What?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's just...
He's the Hannibal Lecter.
And it keeps doing stuff like that, too.
All the time. That's not a one-off.
That's the only example. Anyway.
The stupid thing, and I'm done, but the stupid thing is, even from the smallest of things, which is if anyone has ever gone canoeing or kayaking, and you realize, I go into the water and I go down the water, I still have to come back to my car. She goes, 20 miles, and she's going to get out in the outback,
really long
and she's
time.
going to carry this. It might be light, might not, but usually when you do it, you also have your car at the end, and you drive back.
Right.
There's nothing. It just doesn't make any sense from the smallest detail to the most reasonable. Except it is a movie for people who haven't seen many movies yet. Like I encounter a lot of this in the last 10 years of doing so many reviews of a film where I'm like, oh, I get it. You're too scared to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you're too scared to watch like Dead End. But this isn't that bad because it's not like real killers. This is just a psycho. Right. So you'd show this to someone who wants to be a little scared, but can't.
Yeah, I don't know. But
this is probably even worse than the 3.5. But I was feeling pretty like you. I was feeling sort of charitable because I also honestly, genuinely felt like it was trying to make a good film out of itself.
Right.
And it just was. I feel like Charlize and Taron were in it because they were in it. Like someone was like, I want to work with you.
They got a trip to Australia.
Right, I want to work with you. You want to work with me? That'll be fun. Let's
they got to hang out for 3 weeks in this place, whatever.
Anyway.
And, you know, like
film.
You said, it is, you know, at some point, depending on what you're watching, there is like suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
And then there's suspension of disbelief, which oddly enough, I was just talking about because of Widow's Bay, right?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, that 4th episode is stupid, and then so the rebuttal is, you know, suspend disbelief, and I'm like, okay, listen, suspension of disbelief means you're doing supernatural shit, and I'll let you do it,
right?
Not, this is how people react now, to things,
right?
That's not what suspension, like,
We're
people
not
don't act like people would act. That's not, I'm not suspending disbelief.
Right. I'm just
and in this one, it is a little bit like, you know, you're doing this, you're watching this fairly, you know, come on, goofy, like adventure horror-ish thing. So if the guy gets there really fast, I mean, suspend disbelief and play along or whatever. And at some level, you know, fine, you can kind of do that. We want the story to actually happen or something.
Yeah.
But there's just so much of it piled up on top of each other here.
Right.
Like it just, everything keeps happening. The fact that she's here at all, right?
Yeah.
She is a person who like went up a mountain.
Yeah.
Like for, I don't even know, weeks.
Yeah.
Like climbing this mountain.
Right.
Living on it, being in this tent that she's suspended from, you know, however many thousands of feet. Like she knows what she's doing, right? And she's not taking risks, like a loon,
like a chump,
right? Like she'd been dead long ago, right? But she's gonna go out here and not only hike through the desert on her own, for who knows how many weeks she thinks she's supposed to be here, but also she's going to go kayaking through rapids where, you know, this whole like adventure, right? Like any tiny thing could happen to you and you're dead.
Done. That's it. Yeah.
If you're by yourself and you have no theory or plans,
no satellite phone,
whatever,
no gun, no nothing.
I don't know.
No brains.
And then it's just, it's just on and on and on. All this stuff is, and then all of a sudden, you know, this is like kicks things off pretty early. Just all of a sudden he's already there. And you're like,
all right. Yeah, here we go.
I mean, seriously, like nobody looked at this script who, like literally had ever been outside or done any kind of like hiking and stuff or knew anything about what's going on. Anyway. And then actually, you know, I'm no mountaineering expert, and we got to go. But that end part where they're doing what they're doing, I'm like, damn, man, does shit actually work like that? Because I feel like
it can't.
I feel like that's crazy.
It shouldn't,
right?
Yeah, if it does, somebody's got to look into that.
I don't know. Anyway, all right. So that one is. I will say this: if you watch the trailer for this and you're like really jazzed about watching it, I feel like you probably are gonna have a good time. You're gonna probably like it. I feel like there are some people who are gonna get a little thrown.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me of, like I said, we got to get out of here, but it reminds me of that movie where the two girls are on top of like the tower.
Yeah, I think it's Climb.
Yeah, and like that's the whole movie, right?
Yep.
And that was a movie where, again, I don't understand this movie.
No, I don't either.
Right?
I don't. I mean,
but that is a movie where I would not say the same thing. Right? If you watch the trailer for that movie and you think I might like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you're wrong.
Right.
That movie will fix you. Right?
Look, you can spend.
But this one, I think,
maybe
if you think you're going to like this
if you're a
movie,
big Charlize fan or you're a big Taron fan, cool. If you're going to look to be entertained for 90 minutes, watch 3 episodes of Widow's Bay.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. All right. So, don't go see those things or whatever.
No.
Or
Skip
do
Ryan.
see Widow's Bay.
Skip that.
We are going to take off and get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please, like, share, subscribe, rate us on iTunes or wherever you're listening or watching this. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.